Please rise for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call of attendance.
Here.
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 This meeting of February 25th, 2026 is being held in compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, and notices of this meeting have been provided via the email to the Press of Atlantic City, the Daily Journal, on November 12, 2025, as well as been posted on the Municipal Bulletin Board and the website at buenaborough.gov. This evening, we're going to have several items to cover. Members of the public, there is an opportunity tonight that they're going to be able to remote access the meeting. Our administrator, Mrs. Carluzzo, is working on that right now, and there's some...
You could read that. You could
read the whole thing?
Yeah, the dial-in number.
Okay, so the dial-in number for the remote access details is as follows. It's 605-313-9691, and the access code is 3769087. So that will take care of that portion of the agenda. I have the mayor's report this evening. There are a couple items I'd like to report to the council and to the public. The first one is an update from Assemblyman Hutchinson's office through John Sabin, Chief of Staff, and this was given to me this past Friday, February 20th at 3:10. Dear Mayor, happy Friday. As promised, please see below on Route 40 project of the NJDOT. If there's anything further you need, please let me know. And this is concerning the Route 40 CR 557 Tuckahoe Road to Route 54 Blue Anchor Road, Wheat Road, CR 619, is a limited scope pavement resurfacing project in Franklin Township and in the borough of Buena, both in Gloucester and Atlantic counties. The project is currently initiating final design. The intent of the project is to improve the pavement ride quality and extend the roadway pavement life. This will be accomplished by resurfacing the roadway within project limits. Pedestrian-related features such as curb ramps, crosswalks, significant equipment will also be brought into compliance with the ADA standards. New drainage pipes and inlets at the section of Route 40 and Central Avenue, and that's the big line item, will be included, as well as to address localized flooding concerns, also very, very huge. The proposed improvements will be designed to maintain the existing roadway footprint and to minimize environmental impacts to the greatest extent possible. Anticipated project schedule, final design completion, summer of 2028, substantial completion construction, summer of 2029. As I said before, this is long awaited to be done in the borough of Buena. This has been a pragmatic area for ever since I was born, almost 70 years. So through the efforts of Assemblyman Hutchinson and his staff, as I said before, about a year and a half ago, they connected us with the DEP, DOT, and this is now going to become a reality. It's a slow process, but it's a process that's going to be costing millions of dollars, and it's a committed process that we've never had in the history of our town. So, Nicole, I want you to mark that for the record, and I thought that was good news to be given to the public tonight and to the council. On a not so good news, I do want to report that Brewster Road in Buena Borough is now in horrific condition. not just terrible. I've ridden down that road, I've rode down that road. I went there today, about 2 hours ago. The county is out there with trucks, putting in patch and patching potholes that are extreme. I've had residents call me. I've had residents meet me in the Borough Hall, very upset. I have a paper trail that dates back when I entered back into office 2 years ago, alerting the County of Atlantic that this, I could tell, was going to be a bad road. If we didn't give it attention, it was going to be a bad road to travel and a hazardous road to travel. Well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight I'm going to sadly tell you that we're at that point in time. We have done, when I say we, this governing body, everything possible to alert the proper authorities of the urgency to get something done there. There was one individual that actually, his car, it broke down. He was pretty frantic. He's threatening to sue the county, and they're going to have to do what they got to do. I know our police department, I believe, has called them twice with residential complaints of hitting some major potholes. This is a problem. I did connect with Joe Cugino. I think I said that at the last meeting regarding the seriousness of it. He's one of many engineers of Atlantic County, and he put to me, "Hi Joe, forwarding your inquiry to Doug and Renee. They should be following up with you," and that was read, I believe, at the last council meeting. I did hear from Renee. Her name is Renee Knowles. She's the department head of the Atlantic County Department of Regional Planning and Development. And I want to read this in quote for the council and the public. "Good afternoon, Mayor Baruffi. I received a copy of your email to Joe Cugino of our engineering division regarding roadway repairs to Brewster Road. I believe you may have been in communication with Joe regarding the current drainage project on Brewster Road, for which construction contract has been awarded. Your email refers to the additional work requested to be performed along Brewster Road from the Cumberland County line of Route 40 to the address of poor roadway conditions. The county has evaluated this corridor to identify areas in need of immediate attention. Several areas identified along Brewster Road, along with 3 areas identified on Wheat Road, will be included in a project anticipated to be completed in the spring, summer of this year. Plans are being finalized, and we'll be providing the county's contractor for scheduling. We respectfully ask that any future inquiries or requests related to the improvements along county roads be directed first to County Executive Dennis Levinson," which I did that before, "via email," and they give me an email, "to ensure prompt and effective communication on these important issues. Thank you for your time and attention." Well, I never met Renee, but I did meet, again, Joe. I met our chief engineer, Mr. DeMayo, a number of times. I sent correspondence to the county executive, Levinson, a couple times. So you're hearing it live, spring or summer. Again, not happy with the answer. But, we're limited here, what we can do with the borough. I suggest any resident that has complaints on this county road, call the county. Keep calling the county until you see what you want to get done there. But on behalf of the council, I just want to let you know, I'm staying on top of this. I'm not giving up, but I don't know how much more we can do to pressure that department. Again, they're out there today. They should be out there because it's a hazard. And again, we have public safety here tonight. We have the police department, and I see them out there. They're trying to provide as much assistance as possible. But here again, we need some action in this area. I do have a meeting planned, or I'm going to be calling the chairman, Mr. Risley, to try to meet with him personally at Borough Hall next week to express our concerns. And from there, Again, I've hit letters to Levinson, Bertino, the whole process. So basically, again, I don't want to be a downer. I like to be positive, but this is just something that I had to bring to everyone's attention, and that we're on it. So with that said, again, I don't want to take too much time because we are under a time restraint tonight. There's another matter that I'm going to be calling for a vote for tabling several resolutions. And just to give a real brief report of what happened the last 24 to 48 hours, we're going after Green Acres money to complete the park, lightings, and poles, all 3 fields, on the amount of about $700,000. Through our administration and our administrator, we saw that there's some Green Acres funding that will provide, and Liam and the grants with Marina and myself, $700,000, half of a grant and half a long-term note at 0 interest for X amount of years, which, again, we're meeting with finance and budget. This will help the budget committee when we go out for our bond ordinance, complete this project. This has been too long. And if we get approved with this, it's going to be a home run or a grand slam, really. So tonight, just because of some logistical problems with the State Department and our grants person, Liam, there was some confusion on when we could hold a public hearing. We were going to have it today at 4 o'clock. We had to postpone it now to Friday at 6 o'clock because the public hearing has to be from 6 o'clock on. Don't ask me why. That's the rules that we have to play by. So I appreciate everybody that responded that they can make it Friday night at 6. So that's where we're at. I want to let the public know what's happening and why we're not going to be acting on these resolutions. So at this time, I'm going to put it on the floor, 3126, 3226, Resolution 3326, to be tabled to the 2/27/26 workshop.
Mayor, I'd like a motion to
Motion.
table 31, 32, and 33.
Okay, motion, Council President Adams.
I'll second that.
Second, Councilwoman Barsoya. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to the public comment opportunity for the meeting. As you could read the top on your own, anyone wishing to address the mayor and council, you would have 5 minutes, provided your name and address. Let's first get a motion to open this public hearing. Motion,
Second.
Andalor. Second, Barsoya. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, is there anyone wishing to address the public, the council tonight, Mayor? Step to the podium, please.
Susan Remington, Harding Highway in Utah. Just touching base on the Harding Highway project, as I mentioned before, they were recently in contact, maybe touch base with them again about possibly putting in left turn lanes on 40 and Central. Just so they don't forget about it.
Yeah, that's left turn lanes on Central,
Along 40, turn off of 40.
the turn off 40. Yeah, while they're in this, yeah, right, while we're in this design phase or finalizing it, this would be, I'll call John and have him look into relaying that information to the state. That's a good idea. Thank you, sir. Nicole, please put that down as a reminder for me to do as quickly as I can. All right, anyone else from the public? Okay, seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing. Motion Barsoya, second. Andalor. Roll call vote.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Now I need a motion to open the public hearing on ordinance number 780. This is an ordinance amending Chapter 181 of the Code of the Borough of Buena entitled Property Maintenance to strengthen penalties, establish administrative and enforcement fees, provide full cost recovery for the abatement actions.
Motion.
Okay, motion Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, we're now in the public portion of discussing ordinance number 780. Any members from council would like to comment?
Definitely needed, this enforcement, yeah. How long have we gone through all these penalties and everything else?
Yes. Yeah, it's something that,
Taking a report.
right. Yeah, we've been looking at that for the last couple of years, and now we're finally acting on it. So I think that that's a good move on the part of the council.
And we have new people, right?
Yes.
New inspectors, so that'll
Yeah.
really help.
Yeah, we have some new inspectors, so that this will be good. Anyone from the public that would like to comment on ordinance number 780? Seeing none, I need a motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Motion Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, now I need a motion for ordinance number 780 adoption. Motion Adams,
Second.
second Barsoya. Roll call vote.
Yes.
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 On page 4, need a motion to introduce and pass on first reading ordinance number 781. This is an ordinance amending Part 2, Chapter 150 of Section 150-104 of the Code Enforcement Borough of Buena entitled Fences to require privacy fence for commercial properties contiguous to the residential properties. Motion Andalura, second Barsoya. Roll call vote.
Abstain.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, next I need a motion to introduce and pass on first reading ordinance number 782. This is an ordinance repealing ordinance 541, Chapter 60 of the Code of the Borough of Buena entitled Affordable Housing and amending ordinance 670 as amended, Chapter 150, Article XX14 entitled Affordable Housing.
Motion.
Motion Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yes.
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 Next, I need a motion to refer ordinance number 782 to the Borough of Buena Land Use Board for consideration and recommendations relative to consistency to the master plan.
Motion.
Motion Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Next, I have resolution number 34-26. This is a resolution between the Borough of Buena and the Borough of Buena Municipal Authorities for $2,550,000 project financing.
Motion.
Mr. Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Next, we'll go to the consent agenda. Consent agenda items include business which are not controversial and do not require individual discussion. A motion approving the consent agenda is moved, seconded, and voted upon one item by the Borough Council. If a discussion requested on a consent agenda item is removed from that agenda to the regular agenda. We just have really one tonight. Resolution number 35-26. This is a resolution authorizing the temporary closure of a portion of Central Avenue through traffic on April 11, 2026 from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. and directing the Buena Baseball Softball Association to submit an application to the Atlantic County engineer for a permit approving the said temporary closure. Next, we have a resolution 36-26, Borough of Buena 2026 emergency temporary budget. Next, we have bills paid as listed. And next, we have clerk's report, minutes of the meeting February 9, 2026.
Motion.
Motion Barsoya, second Andalura. Roll call vote.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, next we go to solicitor's report. Mr. Tanetta, you have anything for the council? Right, and now, this will go tonight to the land use board tomorrow night, correct?
And then we'll have a final adoption at the next council.
Okay, council, understand what the solicitor
Yep.
outlined there?
It's actually a little easier for us than some of the other counties. They've been getting hit. They can ask us to really go up high in the numbers, and we've always been ahead of it.
We provided affordable housing, our fair share all along. We're not in that, like you said, that position. A lot of municipalities that have huge developments of middle and upper class housing aren't getting, they're getting caught up in that because they're not providing their fair share based upon those numbers of new construction. So we're in pretty good shape.
That's good.
Everybody's doing a good job at it.
Yeah. Very good. Any questions for the solicitor on this? Just while we're under Mr. Tanner's report, and I've had quite a bit of dialogue with him regarding, and I want to give the public an update, our landfill closure and our request to get solar at the landfill and the Commerce Center. In previous meetings, it should be stated by the record that the Commerce Center is in need of redevelopment. That designation does not really need any approvals. It's already done by the state, and that's locked in. Correct me if I'm wrong. However, the difficult part comes with the landfill itself. A couple issues I just want to refresh council and let the public know that Mr. Tenet is now working on. The Rossi. That was put on years ago, that landfill, as recreational use. So in order to go to redevelopment and get this designated in that area, Mr. Tenet has been working with the state on removing that property from the Rossi. So we really can't move that quickly until that designation comes off. He's working on that as we speak. Correct, Mr. Tenet? Yes. Right.
And the council adopted an ordinance, a resolution determining that the whole town is in an area needed rehabilitation. However, now that we're moving forward with the redevelopment of the landfill, which is certainly an area needed redevelopment, I spoke with her about presenting a plan, a report to the land use board, which will give them the authority to then recommend the council to designate it as an area needed redevelopment, and then ultimately put a plan together as to what we want to do, similar to what we did at the Commerce Center. The Commerce Center has a litany of uses that are permitted and explains and addresses how that's going to happen, and by developing or doing that work, how it will redevelop the area. Doing the same thing with the land use. The question that we're going to have to discuss, and we'll talk about it in the future, is there are several properties surrounding the landfill. There are single-family homes, and the question is whether the borough wants to have them considered part of the redevelopment area. It does not impact the people, except that it increases the value of their homes and property, so that in the future, assuming that this is done, if the company that ultimately is picked to redevelop the landfill into a solar project wants to purchase those properties, they're already set as a redevelopment area. I'll give you a similar project that we did to that is the Fiocchi property on 54. We designated it, the farm, and his property as an area needed redevelopment. It increases value of the home. Unfortunately, at this point, no redevelopment plan or project has been designated, but simply put, he was ecstatic when we did that. In fact, he pushed for it. And it may very well be something that some of the residents or property owners around the landfill would be interested in doing. We don't have to. It's just that if we're going to do it and they're interested, it might be now time to speak with them about seeing if they want their property designated as well, because it certainly benefits them in the future. So we'll work on that next.
So, I wanted you to be informed about that because we did, meet a party of interest, myself and Councilwoman Ann Delore and our road supervisor Phil Nemay last year. But here again, there were some correspondences back and forth that in order to move forward, and I had close consultation with Mr. Tanetta, the only way we can really move forward with this is by going through this process of redevelopment. So, again, I have to look out to the borough, so does he, that's what he's hired for, to make sure we do things in a systematic, correct way. And this is why we're taking this step to, an added step, but it's a safe one. And he even mentioned the other areas. Just think about that, if you would want to offer or include that when we get to that point. We're not there yet, because again, he has to do the Rossi. We have to get this to the land use board. So this is probably going to be a couple months, Rick, until...
We're trying to do it as quickly as possible, 2 months probably.
Yeah, because there are a lot of, there's money out there. There are, with solar now, we have a pro-solar governor.
There's interested parties, and matter of fact, I received a call today.
Yeah.
The word is out that the borough is open for community solar projects.
Cool. So,
And we're already getting calls.
yeah, so, competition, again, brings some good stuff to it at times.
There's a sharp pencil.
Mayor, I
Yes.
just have a question.
Go ahead, Pam.
Rick, when you say redevelopment over near the landfill, is that just that one big block?
That one, well, we can declare any area surrounding that, because even though it has to meet certain criteria in order to be determined to be an area in need of redevelopment. If there are contiguous properties that may be necessary in order to redevelop the major portion, which is the landfill, it gives us the opportunity to have those properties also declared an area in need of redevelopment, so that if a company comes in and they say, well, we want to buy the landfill or lease the landfill, but we also would love to negotiate with the people around us to acquire their properties, and they make a great deal with those property owners, that property will have already been designated as part of that redevelopment area, so we won't have to go through anything further, and having it designated as a redevelopment area gives us and the redeveloper certain benefits, so.
It benefits those residents, so.
Yeah, it'll benefit
so
them.
We should always do that, right?
Right, it benefit.
Yeah,
Yeah, we have a Spanish center there too. So they're struggling. That property, and I gave you that, I think, information. I have a copy at home. If they do defunct, that comes back to the borough.
Correct.
So I do have that paperwork at home. But in the meantime, I just wanted to make everybody aware exactly what's going on with this process. So any questions regarding this?
Are we going to run into problems because it's Pinelands over there? Is that one of our main hookups?
And no, believe it or not, the Pinelands, from what I gather, they're favorable about closing the landfill
Okay.
and would want to work with the towns.
They are, they just need approval, we need
Yeah.
approvals through them,
Okay.
for the project.
Yeah.
We haven't had a problem with that side.
Okay, any other questions? Okay, anything else, Mr. Donato? All right, thank you very much. Okay, Mr. Monak is not here this evening, he's sick with the flu, so I told him I would give his report. The grant applications, NJDCA, for the fiscal year 2026 Local Recreation Improvement Grant was successfully submitted on January 30th, 2026. The capital projects resurfacing of the tennis pickleball courts, the court surfacing and striping will be installed in the spring when the temperatures are warmer. Again, we discussed this, they had to get warmer. We didn't want to do it, at the end of last fall with the fear that it wouldn't have held up. Number 3, the fiscal year 2025 NJ Water Bank sanitary sewer improvements. The Southwest Avenue portion of the project is complete. There is one sewer lateral remaining to be installed on East Summer Road. Number 4, the NJDOT FY 2024 Municipal Aid Program. The reconstruction of East Summer Road RWAC paving, the schedule was awarded to pave the road in July. And then for the fiscal year 2026, NJ Water Bank sanitary sewer improvements, their office has submitted design documents for the NJDEP for their review. That concludes that. Mr. Monak or a designee will be here at 6 o'clock on Friday night for the hearing with Green Acres. I made a call into the principal engineer, Mr. de Blasio himself. He's leaving for Florida tonight, but he assured me the engineer will be here at 6 o'clock for that public hearing. Yes,
Number 4.
Yes.
The reconstruction of East Summer.
yes,
And it says it's going to schedule to pave the road.
yes,
Quite a few residents on that street have contacted me
yes.
and asked if there's some way the heavy trucks can have a different route, like the septic trucks either come down, not come through town there. There's actually going to be, there's 8 houses there now, and there's going to be 2 more built, I understand. If they can come down the boulevard to Plymouth to the MUA plant, and also if they're coming through town, come down Route 54 to Plymouth and go in that way, and not tear up the new road on East Summer.
Very good point, Councilwoman Andelora, and that has been mentioned to me too. I forgot all about it, and I'm glad you brought that up because, Rick, this is something I believe that we really should look at and pursue before this road gets paved.
Yeah,
That we deem that road any X amount of pounds that these big trucks that go there to dump the sewer and all, again, after a while, that road's going to be tore up.
They're all day long.
Is it
East Summer. Road.
East Summer
Road.
from 40 to Plymouth.
There's a lot of trucks on every day.
Yeah.
believe me.
Yeah, you know what, you're right, Pat.
And there's small children now in some of those houses. We never
Yeah.
had that before.
Right.
But,
I think this solicitor, you'll have enough time to research that, Rick, and then give council direction. We do have time, but that's a
Yeah.
good point. Thank you for bringing that up.
Thank you, Mayor.
Okay, good point. All right, now we'll go to committee reports. From the council, we have Recreation, Chairman Giovanazzi.
We really don't have any.
Maybe the Little League, I know the opening day for the public,
The date we had planned for the...
April 11th, right?
Was the same date that you set for the parade.
Yes,
That's the opening day
Yes.
for Little League.
right.
I haven't been able to go to a meeting. They had 2 meetings. Everything's been canceled, and I
With the
haven't
weather and
really
all,
talked
okay.
to them.
Yeah, I think that date
I had a
does,
meeting with Jason and Joe Procopio, and it was just to discuss the things
And I
that,
was there.
we were talking about.
I was there.
And Pat was with me.
Yeah.
We talked, but as far as meeting with the Little League, I haven't had that chance yet.
okay. But I just want for the record, though, I think the April 11th, that's pretty set in stone, because we
That's
just,
set in stone right now.
that will be opening day ceremonies for Buena Little League and Softball League,
Report more on there's an Easter egg and there's an Easter egg.
so you do that next meeting.
I can't remember the dates on it, I forgot my paperwork.
Okay,
So,
well,
to
give
be
it
honest
next
with
meeting,
you,
yeah.
The next meeting will be plenty of time to
Yes.
talk about that.
Okay, no problem. But I just wanted to make it clear that's one of the biggest days we have during the year, the opening day ceremonies. We have over 300 some children, a lot of volunteers, teams. So, that's all good stuff. And I do want to just comment on, this is your committee, that you report back to the commission, because it's been brought up to me, and we discussed this, about batting cages. So at this time, we had grants that was part of some of the grants for the pickleball thing and the tennis. We wanted to do it right. We put all our endeavors there. So I just want to let you know, as the chairman from council, to them that the budget committee, as we're working on the capital improvements, George has been, and Doug both were made aware that this should be a priority in this budget, okay, with capital improvement, to get those batting cages. So, because you're the guy that's going to hear it. Yeah, well, you're hearing it
from...
from...
They're not counting on the batting cage is going to be happening for this season. I can
Yeah.
probably tell you that.
Right. So
It
it's a
probably won't
process.
happen till-
Well, it's going to take some time, Pat.
It's
You
not
know,
clear.
Yeah, I wouldn't make any promises other than the fact that we're going to get them. We
won't
are
have
going
them. They might not have them this year.
They might. I wouldn't make any promises, but we're going to make every attempt, okay? Once we get our budget introduced and finalized, and we get our bond ordinance in place, it's a process. So that's why, this Little League starts on April 11th. So if I were you, I would just be cautious like you are right now, and just say, look, it's coming, but it's a process we have to work through.
Yep.
All right?
Oh, that's
Just to,
exactly my point, what I'm gonna take up with
okay, good.
when I talk to him.
All right, and George, we discussed this in our budget meeting, so we will keep that on the docket. Okay, thank you, Patch. Next, we'll go to Finance, Tax Collection, and Assessor, Councilman Alvarez.
So in tax collection, finishing up the month of January, we collected $1,519,248.03. Things went pretty smooth. Finishing up February, next month we'll have February's numbers. Patrick has been doing a great job in that office. Next Monday, we're going to meet with the Finance Committee.
4:15.
Yep. This is about at least our fourth meeting already. This is the most meetings we've had. We've been very stringent, and everybody listen. We're being very stringent on how we're spending our monies and budgets that are being introduced. So, and we are. It just there's so many increases right now between our insurances and everything else, utilities, trash. I mean, you could sit there and I think it's just going crazy. So I'm telling you, we've sent several preliminary budgets back to department heads to go over. Some of them got them back 2-3 times. So we all have to do the best we can. And, right, we're sitting there in these meetings where, we're picking everything apart in a good way, but looking at making sure that we do the best for our residents.
Yes.
Right?
And George is correct. It's been a very involved, again, I've been in office over 30 years now. These are councilmen or the mayor, and this has been one of the most challenging budgets that I've sat through, and it's because of the cap laws that the state of New Jersey imposes, municipalities like ours, and they have their reasons. But you have this inside the cap, outside the cap, where a lot of the residents just do not know how involved and complicated that is to meet those requirements. Plus, you're trying to keep, tax stabilization. We're doing as best we can to get additional revenues every year added on to our revenue source, because we have a whole lot of expenditure sources, but the revenue sources, they're challenging to get. But I believe that we're taking this seriously, and that's why we're being so long and deliberate on this process. We have the administrator very involved with it, the CFO, the auditor, and the three of us, because then we have to come to this body and look for an introduction, hopefully by the second meeting, right, Marianne, in March. So our goal is to have everything in place and be able to introduce by March 23rd, because then we have a month after that to actually do the public hearing and then the final adoption at the end of April. That's the goal. Correct, George?
Right.
So, Doug,
And I
anything
think
to add
we
on
will.
that with the finance portion? Okay.
We've been working really hard, and we're doing good. So now, we more or less ironed out budgets for the departments, and now we're going to look at
taxation.
Taxation.
Yeah.
And obviously, we always look to do our best in that area. And then we have auto pay now in our tax office, so it is available. I didn't even see you there, sorry.
So,
But
any
Mary
questions?
Ann, my apologies, she has been very involved in our team,
Yes.
so anyway,
Okay.
so I forgot her.
Yeah, thank you, George.
Yeah.
Any questions for the chairman? Okay, seeing none, we'll go to, thank you, George. Public safety, streetlights, Council President Adams.
Franklin Township, the chief did a wonderful job again, and his report for the month of January, the calls reported for January is 895 calls for service, 365 motor vehicle stops, 287 motor vehicle tickets, 12 arrests, no drunk drivers, that's good, 4 thefts, 5 motor vehicle crashes, 4 well-being checks, 279 business checks, 11 animal complaints, 67 medical assists, 3 domestic calls, 3 assaults, and 24 burglar and fire alarms. And the officer of the month is Detective Nate Tabler, badge number 1187. Tabler was recently assigned to the Detective Bureau due to transfers and medical assignments. Tabler took on the brunt of the work in January. He handled almost 30 investigations and wrote search warrants and subpoenas for the first time as a detective. Tabler has thrived in his new position and continues to be an asset to the department. LT, tell him our congratulations, please. Thank you. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Next, we'll go to planning, zoning, inspections. Councilwoman Barsoya.
See, I have a couple of things. For code enforcement, Mayor Brophy and I and our committee met with the owner of 108 Buena Vista Avenue. The owner is requesting 90 days to get the property up to code and what was required on her complaint. 110 East Arbor Avenue failed to comply with the order to clean up, so Mr. Campbell is going to be reaching out to Mr. Tanetta for processing the cleanup on that property. For zoning, Mr. Campbell made a follow-up for the inspection concerns on non-compliance on Maryland Avenue. No one answered the door at this time of the inspection, so follow written and notices will be in forth with that. For construction, we have a lot going on at 345 Weymouth Road. Organic Green Buds and Green Thumb and Social Leaf all were issued permits. For Organic Green Buds and for Green Thumb, they are roughed in with utilities and interior framing. So that's a huge step for them. For occupancy for 2026, the rental registration deadline is February 2026. Maria Petrillo has completed her housing inspector course. Congratulations. For 2026, annual inspections have begun for this year. And last but not least, Maria has filed 2 complaints in court for failure to obtain a certificate of occupancy. One landlord was fined $100 and the other has asked to be postponed.
Okay,
And
very
that
good.
completes my report.
Marina, now that she finished, she was working under someone, a young man from Millville.
Yes.
Yes.
And does she still need to work under him now that she's certified?
She should be certified and he could just
Do you know?
oversee her, but from what I understand, she's done.
Yeah.
that?
Okay, let's, how about...
double check
How
for
about
you.
if we double check and
I will find out for sure.
and we'll meet with Valerie, the personnel with that? Okay, so we'll do that. Yeah, just on that inquiry. And just one further note with that department, I spoke with Enforcement Code official Jim Sorrow. He will be back March 15th from his medical leave.
Oh, March 15th.
Yeah, so I just saw him the other day, and he's recovering, and he'll be back to the borough in that position. Assume that. I want to thank Mr. Campbell right now for filling in. Our zoning officer has been doing both duties and jobs, but Jimmy should be back the 15th of March, and that should put you up to staff again.
That's awesome.
All right? Yeah, next we'll go to buildings, grounds, and improvements. Councilwoman Andalora.
We're just been keeping up with all the buildings with the severe weather, make sure all the heating's working and the sidewalks are cleared for everybody. Finally, the firehouse, the circulation pumps are installed. They're not cheap, like we know, the budget committee. I believe the chief is very happy now. This week, last week, maybe. I haven't heard from him. The EMS building, as soon as the weather changes, hopefully they can get to the roof, the other half of the roof to be installed, because we have a couple of leaks over there. Also, we've been working on prices to replace the sign on the lawn, right, Doug? Right, and Mary Ann's all, everybody's involved, 25 years old, and the parts are hard to find, and
We do have two
This is our lawn,
quotes.
right?
Yeah,
this
right.
lawn,
yeah,
right
yeah.
there.
We do have two quotes, and I think that's
Here's
going to
one.
go under the capital improvement.
Yeah.
It will go under
Yeah,
capital.
that's what, capital. amount.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, we decided on the finance committee that would definitely go under capital improvement.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, and I want to thank Bill and the road department for cleaning all the borough buildings, and they did a great job.
Yes.
Okay?
Very
That's it,
good.
Mayor.
Okay, very good, Pat, thank you. Yeah, Councilman Stefano had to work today, so just briefly, I think Pat just echoed the great job that our road department did do under these past couple storms, not only on the roads, but even the time to get Borough Hall ready, the Louise Basil Center. You know, Lenny's been there because Bill Nemahay, our road supervisor, has been out now about a month on medical leave. So we're hoping he gets well as soon as possible and get him back on duty. You know, we miss him, and you know, we'll just keep on forging ahead with these storms. Now I'm hearing maybe there's snow on Monday, but you know what, we'll deal with it. I can't wait till it's over, and you know, we'll go from there. So that's it with the roads and recycling. Okay, any unfinished business to come before mayor and council? Any new business that would come before mayor and council? Okay, seeing none, the next meeting of mayor and council will be a special meeting on February 27th at 6 p.m. And this will be dealing with the hearing with Green Acres. So, you know, that night we'll be hearing that and then taking action. Mary Ann, anything to add with this meeting that's coming up with Green Acres? I think we covered the scope of it. We have the right professionals coming. And is Liam or the Aubrey group, are they coming that night or no?
I don't think so. I will double check with them.
Okay, I didn't know, I forgot to ask you that, if it's necessary to have one of them here also?
No, it's not.
It is not necessary.
No, as long as we have someone from the engineer.
And our attorney, right? So,
Yeah, they have to submit it that night, correct?
Always
yeah,
are.
no, because, yeah, we
They're
do.
gonna have to submit it
They're
that
gonna
night.
have
They
to
have-
submit it that night. That's what I mean. I don't know if he wanted to be here because this thing has to roll Friday night.
It depends on their availability.
Okay, yeah, but they're in charge of submitting it though.
They're ready to submit, but once we have public hearing, and I do the minutes, so I
Okay.
will turn the minutes around within 30 minutes
Beautiful.
and send them over to William, and we'll go ahead and submit the application.
Yeah,
Take you
thank-
that long? It'll take you that long
No,
for those?
no, I'll tell you what, great job. And,
Thank you,
you know, I
Mayor.
couldn't have done it without her.
Thank you for everything you've
Yeah.
done for this.
Went crazy.
Yeah, she really did. And hopefully, and Nicole did a lot too, and Rick, you know, hopefully we will be under this and get this. This is gonna be really, really big. This 700,000 through Green Acres. Finally, get this park where it needs to be. So, okay, good job, everybody. Okay, and then the next council meeting will be March 9th, 2026 at 6:30 p.m. Hear a motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Motion Barsoya, second, and Delora. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Meeting's over. Thank you, everyone, for coming out.
Next meeting, anyway.
Round two.
We need a doctor's
We gotta pick
This has been a QBC television production, in association with our partners and sponsors. QBC broadcasts on Comcast Cable Channel 22, and live streams its programming on Facebook and YouTube. All rights reserved by Quinn Media and QBC, programming that serves the South Jersey market.